Alright, let's get started. This is 2014 May June paper 4 variant 1. First question. Work out when possible each of the following. If it is not possible, write not possible in the answer space. So 2 times the matrix A, 2 times the matrix. So all I have to do is just multiply 2 by each component in this matrix. 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 1, 4, 2, 2. Alright. B plus C, that's not possible because the number of columns does not equal, nor does the rows. So write not possible. AD. Alright. So matrix. Alright. Columns multiplied by rows multiplied by columns. That's how we do it. This multiplied by this. So 3 times 2, 6. 2 times 0, 0, so 6. 3 times 0, 0. 2 times 2, 4. Negative 1 times 2. Negative 1 times 2, that's negative 2. 1 times 0, 0. That's negative 2. 1 times 0, 0. 1 times 2, that's 2. Alright. So in order to find the inverse of a matrix, you need to find the determinant first. And the formula for a determinant is AD minus BC, which is AD 3 times 1, 3, minus BC 2 times negative 1, so it's negative 2. The answer here is negative, negative, positive, so it's 5. So the inverse is 1 over 5 times the matrix, times the inverse of the matrix. So what you're going to do here is substitute 3 with 1 and change the sign of negative of this one. Change the sign. Yep. So this is the inverse. You can just leave it at that because you cannot simplify it any further. Explain why it's not possible to work out CD. Well, that's because the number of columns are not equal. Number of columns are not equal. Describe fully the single transformation represented by the matrix D. Let's see the matrix D. That's an enlargement. Enlargement factor 2, center 0. So enlargement factor 2, center 0. On to the next question. Ali leaves home at 10 to cycle to grandma's house. Here I was at 1, the distance graph. Alright, this is a distance times graph. Calculate Ali's speed between 10 and 11:30. Give your answer in kilometers per hour. So 11:30 is here. 1 until here, the speed. That's 1.5 hours, right? Because 1, 0.5, 1.5 hours. And the distance is 12. So basically, distance over time equals speed. 12 over 1.5. That gives you 8 kilometers per hour. Okay, show Ali's average speed for the whole journey to his grandma's house is 12 kilometers per hour. Alright. So same thing as well here. Distance over time. So distance is 36. 36. The time is 1, 2, 3. 3 hours. 36 over 3. That would give you 12 kilometers per hour. Shown. So change to 12 kilometers per hour into meters per minute. Alright, that's easy enough. So basically, when you say 12 kilometers per hour, it's like this, 12 per hour. So you just change them separately. That's 12, this is 12 kilometers and this is 1 hour. 12 kilometers, change it to meters. It would be times 12 times 1,000. That would give you 12,000. And the hours, 1 times 60 in order to change it to minutes. So it's 60. Basically what you do here is 12,000 over 60 equals 200 meters per minute. 200. Alright, Ali stays for 45 minutes at his grandmother's house and then returns home. He arrives at complete distance graph. Alright, stays in distance times graph, that means it's a horizontal line because it doesn't move. And then returns home at 4:42. 45 minutes, 4:42. So from here, stays until around here. Alright. And then returns home until 4:42, which is around here. Oops, sorry, this should be a straight line. When you do it, make a straight line. Don't do it. Alright. It should be a straight line from here until here. Right, done. So question 3. The running costs for a paper mill are $75,246. The amount is divided into the ratio. So this is a ratio question. Labor cost to materials, 5:1. So 5:1. First, we gotta find the one ratio equals how much. So this whole thing is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. So 75,246 divided by 6. That would give you 12,540. 41. And so in the total number, they want the labor cost only, so the labor cost is 5. So 12,541 times 5. That would be 62,705. So in 2012, the company made a profit of 135,890 in 2013. The profit was 150,775. Calculate the percentage increase in the profit. Alright. So the new profit, 150, 675 over the old profit times 100 is 110. $110.9%. But they want only the increase, so 110 per 9 minus 100, that would give you 10.9%. That's the answer. So the profit of 1,335 was an increase of, okay, so the profit in 2012 was an increase. So that means at that point it was 107%, not 100, of the profit in 2011. So you can use the scissors method. 135, 890 equals to 107%. So in order to find the 100%, so in order to find the 100%, you cross multiply. What you get is 100 multiplied by this number divided by 107. You end up with 127,000. That's the answer. So paper solid next cylinder rolls. There's a wooden cylinder of radius 2 and height 21 in the center of each roll. The outer radius of a roll of paper is 30 centimeter. Alright, calculate the volume of paper in a roll. So they want this volume right here, excluding this one. So what you do here, you just find the volume separately and then minus. So the wooden cylinder is pi, use the formula pi r square, which is 2, times height, which is 21, and you get 263.89 centimeter cube. And then get the volume of the paper cylinder roll equals same thing but with different values, pi r square times the height, 21. That would be 59,376.1. So all you do here is just minus and you get the answer. So the answer is 59,112.12. .21. Alright, done. So the paper is cut into sheets which measure 21 centimeter by 29.7 centimeter. The thickness of each sheet is 0.125 millimeters. Change 0. Okay, easy. Just divide by 10. Work out how many whole sheets of paper can be cut from a roll. Alright, so in order to do this, we have to find the volume of the paper itself, and then divide the whole volume by the volume of the paper itself to find the number of papers. So this is what I mean. So the paper is a rectangular square, right? So in order to find the volume of such a shape, you multiply the width times the height times the base, which is 21 centimeter times 29.7 times 0.0125, because you want it in centimeter unit. That would give you 7.796 centimeter cube. So this is the volume of the paper itself. And the whole volume is 59,112.2 divided by 7.796. You get 7,582.375. But then they want here whole sheets, so just 7,582. Whole sheets. All right, done. All right, Venn diagram. Children see the book, blah blah. All right, A. Complete the Venn diagram above. So 4 children received a book and a toy, which is here. Don't forget the minus x, minus this one. And 5 children received a book and a puzzle, which is here, 5 minus x. And last but not least, 7 children received a puzzle but not a book and not a toy. So here's 7. Alright, there are 40 children in the nursery. Using the Venn diagram, write down and solve the equation in x. Okay, so you add this whole thing and equals it to 40. Equal to 40. So what you do is 11 plus 4 minus x plus 9 plus 6.6 minus x plus x plus 5 minus x plus 7, and don't forget the 4 outside, equals 40. So this cancels this. To simplify this whole thing, it would give you in the end minus 2x plus 46 equals 40. And so move x to the other side, blah blah. Get 2x equals 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 3. Alright, we found the value of x. On to the next question. Probability that child chosen at random received a book but not a toy, not a puzzle. Child chosen at random, not a book, not a book. Alright, they want the book but not a toy, not a puzzle. So this 9. 9 over 40 over the total number, which is 40. 9 over 40. Alright, the number of children who received a book and a puzzle but not a toy. So now, as you do have the value of x, just substitute in the Venn diagram to find the real values. Here you would get 2. Here's 5 minus 3, you get 2. So now they want the number of B, which is 15. The number of B union P, books union puzzle, that would give you 25. You can basically just add 11 plus 4 minus 40 and you get 25. And so the number of P union T union P not, which is 4. They just want the outside number, which is 4. Now shading, shade the region. So basically shading T union P, which is this whole thing, not, so you don't touch that, intersection B, so they just want this. Alright. Okay. And the scale P is the port lighthouse as a ship. The scale is 2 centimeters to 3 kilometers. Measure the bearing of S from P. So you measure it. I'm not going to measure it. S from P, which is this bearing. Measure it using a protractor. You get around 41, something like that. Find the actual distance of S from L. They want the actual distance, the real life distance. So what you do here is, using the scale, you find the distance. First, use a ruler to find the centimeter, and then convert into kilometers by using the scale, like so. 2 centimeters, 3 kilometers. You write down the value you found here, using a ruler, and then you cross multiply, and you get the answer. Which is around 12 point something, 12.5 or 6, something like that, more or less. Right, the bearing of L from S is 160. Okay, the bearing of S from L. Okay. They said that the bearing of S from L is 160, so this is 160. And they want this bearing right here. So in order to find this, you need to find this first, right? X, you can say. So we know the sum of the both internal angles is 180. So we should know that this is 20, which is 180 minus 160, so 20. And so 20 minus 360 minus 20, you get the answer, that's 340. That's the bearing. I work out the scale of the map in the form 1 to n. So that means they want both in the same unit. So what you do here is 2 centimeter to, let's say 3 kilometers. So convert kilometers to centimeters by multiplying 3 times 10 by 100,000. And get 2 centimeter to 300,000 centimeter. So they want 1, so I divide by 1, 2 to get 1. So 1 centimeter to 150,000. Alright, I'm not gonna do this. You guys do it. So this one. The lighthouse stands on an island of area 1.5 centimeters square. On the scale drawing, work out the actual area of the island. So in order to do that, you have to convert the scale, which is 2 centimeters to 3 kilometers, convert it to centimeter square. Change the unit to centimeter square. So 2 centimeters square is basic. Right here, you have to square the scale first, because the area given is squared, of course. So 4 meter square, 9 kilometer square, 1.5. Cross multiply and you get the answer. It's 3.37 kilometer square. Here, a square spinner is biased, that means it's faulty. The probability of obtaining the scores 1, 2, 3, and 4 when spun are given in the table. So okay, work out the probability that on one spin the score is 2 or 3. 2 or 3, 2 is 0.2, 3 is 0.4, so just add them. You get 0.6, that's the answer. Right, in 5,000 spins, how many times would you expect to score 4 with this spinner? The probability of 4 is 0.3, so 5,000 times 0.3. Yeah, 1,500. Work out the probability of scoring 1 on the first spin and 4 on the second spin. Alright, the first spin is 0.1. The last spin, which is the fourth spin, is 0.3. That means it's 0.03. That's the probability. For the last one, in a bag there are 7 red discs and 5 blue discs. That means in total there are 12, right? So from the back, a disc is chosen. From the back, the disc is chosen at random and not replaced. Alright, focus on not replaced. A second disc is then chosen at random. Right, for this one, we need to draw a tree diagram, which goes like this. So you have two choices at the beginning, either red or blue. And in total, there are 12, so there's 7 over 12 for the red, and 5 over 12 for the blue. And then this is for the first spin. For the second spin, you might get red or blue. For the red, if you get red, you'll be 1 minus, right? Because it's not replaced, so the total is 11 now. Because we already took 1 from the first spin, so what's left is 11. So say that in the second spin you got red, so you minus 1 as well from red. And from here it's the same, so 5 over 11. And here the same thing. From the red, 7 over 11. This time, we're going to take from the blue. So it's going to be 4 over 11. Alright, we're done drawing the tree diagram. So what do they want here? Work out the probability that at least one of the desks is red. One of the desks is red. So for this one, either this, red, red. So we do this. 7 over 12 times 6 over 11 plus, this is the first probability, which is red. You picked red in the first one and you picked red in the second one. And then to the second, red and blue, which is at least red. That means it also meets the conditions. 7 over 12 and 5 over 11 plus blue and red, that also meets the condition, which is already the same thing as this. So the last one, blue cannot, so that's all. Oh, sorry. For the last one, blue and red. 5 over 12 times 7 over 11. Alright, that's that. So that equals 28 over 33. That's your answer. Alright, on the grid, draw the shape A after translation by the vector -5, -4. So for this one, it should be around here. Alright, this is the first shape. Alright, draw the image of shape A after rotation 90 degree clockwise about the origin. So for rotation, you can imagine a clock arm rotating, for example like this from the origin. You go like this, straight, and then like so. Then this clock arm will rotate 90 degrees, so it's like this. This is the first point. And the second one, second point. And then the last one is there, so it should be around here. That's the shape position. Alright. On the grid, draw the image of shape A after the transformation represented by the matrix 2, 0, 0, 1. Alright, for this one, you're going to have to use matrices. First, 2, 0, 0, 1. Multiplied by the vector of the first point, which is 1, 1. Then again, 2, 0, 0, 1. Multiplied by the vector of the second, which is 2, 1, 3. And then the last one, 2, 0, 2, 3. Alright. So for the first one, it's 2, 1. After you multiply, that's what you get. 2, 3, 4, 3. So here's the 3 coordinates that we got. So you draw this, pinpoint these 3 coordinates on the graph and connect the lines. So 2, 1, that's the first point. The second point, 2, 3. And the third one is 4, 3. So 2, 3, that's the second point. And third point is 4, 3. So this is your new triangle. Alright. Describe fully the single transformation represented by the matrix 2, 0, 0, 1. Alright, this matrix is a stretch with factor. With factor 2. Invariant line y-axis. Alright, done. Alright, for this one, you complete it by substituting x values in these equations and you get the y values. And the graph would look like, look around something like this. Something like so. The graph should look like something like this. Right, by drawing a suitable tangent, estimate the gradient of the curve at point where x equals 2. So for this, you draw a tangent at x equals 2, and then you get 2 points from the line you drew. It should look like something like this. Straight line. Never mind. You know what I mean, right? So draw a tangent where it touches the curve at point x equals 2. And then from there you get 2 points, 2 coordinates. From these 2 coordinates you can find the gradient of the line. So the first point you can get is using the point they give you, so x equals 2, right? It should look like something like this. Second point, you pick any point from the line, and then you use the formula y2 minus y1 over, x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1, and you get the answer, which should be 10. So use the graph to solve the equation x cubed minus 3x plus 1. So this equation is exactly like the equation given above that we just drew, except that this equals 1 and that equals y. So the thing is here, y equals 1. So you go to the graph and you draw the line y equals 1. Should go like this, y equals 1. And then get 3 points, this one, and this one. And you write them there. Should be negative 1.750, 1.7. Use the graph to complete the inequality in K for which the equation has 3 different solutions. So the only line here that has 3 different solutions, the inequality I mean, should be from this peak until and this peak. So from negative 2 something until 2 something, 2 point something. That's the range for you, in order for you to get three different solutions. Alright, should be from negative 1.2 to 2.8, something like that. Alright. Alright, the times t taken by 80 people to complete a charity swim were recorded. The results are shown in the cumulative frequency diagram above. For this one, they want the median. So how to find the median? You can find it like so. So there are 80 people, right? 80 divided by 2, that's 40. That's the. So you start from 40, draw a line until you reach this one, until you reach the graph itself, and then you draw a line like this. A vertical line until you reach here, the time. So it should be 38. That's the median time. The interquartile range is basically the upper range minus the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Minus lower. So for the upper, you can use the formula 3, and then the time minus 1 over 4. The time here is 50, so 50 minus 1 over 4. Minus the lower quartile, which is 50 minus 1 over 4. That would give you 25.5. That's your answer, 25.5 minutes. The 70th percentile is basically 17th, so 0.7 times the total number of people, which is 80. So that's the 56th value. So you go back to the graph. See where is 56, so it should be somewhere here, 56, draw a line, dotted line, until you made the graph, and then draw a vertical line, until you reach the x-axis, which is the time. Right, the time is 43. That's the answer. They want the time, not the value, so it's 43. 43 minutes. Okay, for this, the times taken by each version in the frequency table, calculate the estimate of the mean time. In order to find the estimate of the mean time, you have to find the average time for each. So the average time for the first one is can do it like so. So 0 plus 20 divided by 2, 10. 10 for the first one. And then 20 plus 30 divided by 2, that's 25 for the second. For the third, 30 plus 45 divided by 2, divided by 2, you get 37.5. And for the last one, 45 plus 50 divided by 2, 47.5. Okay, now that we have the average time, we can multiply by the frequency and then divide the whole thing by the total number of people, which is 80. So for the first one, 10 times 12 minus 25 times 21 plus, 37.5 times 33 plus 14.5 times 14. So all that over 80. And you key that in your calculator and you'd get this answer, 31.8. That's your answer. That's the estimate mean time. So in order to draw a histogram, we have to find the frequency density. How to find the frequency density? We have to find first of all the time. The time here is 20. Here it's 10, 15. First of mine said 15, and here is 15 as well. 5. So in order to find the frequency density, let's call it FD. Divided by 12. Let's see what you get. 5 over 3. No, sorry. 12 divided by 20, you get 0.6. 21 divided by 10, you get 2.1. 33 divided by 15, you get 2.2. 14 divided by 5, you get 2.8. So now that we have the values, you can draw them here. A straight line. So the first one is 0.6. Go like this until 20. Until 20. And the second one until 2.1, from 20 until 2.1. Alright. From there, 10 minutes until 30. And from 30, 2.2. Here until 45. Is around here. And the last one is 3.8. 2.8. Should be until here. until the end. So that's that. It should somewhat look like this. Alright, this is easy. So for this, work out f4, so substitute 4 in this equation. So you do f4 equals 2, 4 minus 3. That would give you 5. So this is the answer. Okay, work out fh, negative 1. So there's an easy way to do this. There are two ways. First, put h in f and then substitute x with negative 1, or you can just substitute negative 1 in h and then you'll get a value, substitute that value in f and you'll get your answer. This is the easiest way. So first you do h, negative 1. That would equal 3 to the power of negative 1, which is 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 substitute in f. So f1 over 3, that would give you 2 over 3 minus 3, which would equal minus 7 over 3. Okay, that's your answer. Alright, find the inverse of f. For this one, you should let f be y equals y. Y equals 2x minus 3. Substitute x with y. 2y minus 3. Make y the subject. So you do x plus 3 over 2 equals y. And then let y be f inverse. X plus 3 over 2. That's the answer. Alright, find ff in simplest form. Simply put the equation f in itself, like so. Simplify it, 4x minus 6 minus 3, that would be 4x minus 9. That's your answer. Okay, for this one, show that the equation simplifies to fx equals gx. So simply equate them and simplify it until it reaches this form. Alright. So I take to the other side, 2x minus 5 equals 1 over x plus 1. Multiply both sides by x plus 1. You'd get 2x minus 5 multiplied by x plus 1 equals 1. Simplify that, take 1 to the other side. You'd get 2x squared minus 3x minus 5 minus 1 equals 0. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 0. So shown. I solve the equation, 2x squared minus 3x. Give your answer, correct two decimal places. When they say correct two decimal places, that means the answer is going to have decimals, obviously. So for that, you got to use the quadratic formula. That's the only way to solve this kind of question. So quadratic formula is basically negative minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is the formula. So substitute minus b and minus 3, that's positive, so 3 plus minus square root of b square, which is 9. So minus 3 square minus 4a is 2. 6 over 2a. So you simplify that, you get 3 plus or minus 57 over 4. So solve that one time positive, one time negative. So I get two values. This one's 2.64. They want two decimal places, right? So 2.64, and that one is negative 1.14. Here's your answer. Alright, so simplify this. Simply simplify it, x minus 2. Other one, x minus 1. X minus 2. Other one, x plus 5. So this will cancel this. So we'll end up with x minus 1 over x plus 5. That's your answer. So vectors PQ, negative 3, 4, P is the point, negative 2, work out the coordinates. So this one's easy. All you have to do is just minus 2 plus minus 3 is minus 5. Other one, 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. So work out PQ, the magnitude, so use the formula. For this one, it would equal square root of minus 3 square plus 4 square. That would equal 5. This is the magnitude. Right, for these kind of questions, the vector questions, I suggest that you read the detail they give you and try to simplify it. Like this. So for example, this is a parallelogram, we know that OA is A. So BC should also be, it's parallel to it, right? So it should also equals A. The same goes for AC. The same direction and same value, because they're parallel. Anyways, AN to NB is 2, 3. That means AB is 5, right? And AN is 2 over 5. This is 3 over 5, NB. And AY is 2 over 5 AC. So if it's 2 over 5, that means what's left is 3 over 5. YC is 3 over 5 AC. So after you've done that, you proceed to the question. Write the question, give your answer, and this is for ON. So basically, it should also be this. ON, they want to find this one. How to find that? ON, you should go OA, then AN. That's the easiest way. So OA, we know it's A plus AN. AN is 2 over 5 of AB. We still haven't found the AB yet, but so 2 over 5. AB is basically OA, AO plus OB. So AO is negative A plus B So it'll be a minus, sorry, minus 2 over 3a plus 2 over 3b. Simplify that and you'd get 3 over 5a plus 2 over 5b. Here's your answer. So we want to find ny. ny. And this one right here. So how to find ny? Na plus ay. Na goes to the opposite direction, so it's going to be negative. Na plus ay. Na we just found an, so just the opposite, so negative. The same thing here, but the opposite signs. So it's positive a minus b plus ay. Ay is 2 over 5 of AC. So how to find AC first? AC is AB plus BC. Sorry, this one. It's 2 over 3 a minus 2 over 3b. That's Na. So ay plus 2 over 5 of ab plus BC. BC is B, and AB, we already know that. So AB is negative A plus B. Plus BC, BC is B. So here you go. Simplify that. Sorry. This should be 5. Alright. So basically here, just simplify. You'll get 2 over 5a minus 2 over 5b plus 2 over 5b. That would equal 2 over 5a. That's the answer. Write down 2 conclusions you can make about the line segment NY and BC. NY and BC. So this line and this line. Well, first, they're parallel. Second, NY is 2 over 5 BC. So NY is 2 over 5 of BC. This is the first point. Second point, NY is parallel to BC. All right.